good, everybody? This is Trims by Cartier, and thank you guys for stopping by the channel. In today's video, I will be doing a tutorial on the Cordless Oster fast feeds. I've been waiting to get my hands on these for a long time, and it finally happened. So you guys will get a full tutorial so that you can see what these clippers can actually do before you decide to purchase them. I appreciate you guys, and stay tuned. Okay, to start this haircut off today, I'm going to be doing a medium fade. So what I want to do is get as much as the bulk as I can get off early on. So here with the Oster fast feed, I have the number 2 guard with the blade all the way open. And see, with these clippers, I can already tell, even though it's a slower motor, it does cut pretty smooth. So I'm just trying to set myself up to make it a lot easier for me later on. All right, so the next step I'm gonna do is start my line of demarcation with the clipper. The clipper is closed, and I'm gonna go around the head, and I'm going to ensure that this particular step is done neatly and as clean as possible. So next, I'm gonna get my trimmer and I'm gonna clean the bottom. When I get past the line that I see at the bottom, I'm gonna flick out. So that line where all the bulk is, I'm gonna go past that point, but I'm going to flick out, because if I go up too high, I'm gonna create another line, and I don't wanna do that. So. And he is getting it shaved at the bottom as well. So I'm trying to do my best to combine those two parts together. Sometimes flicking out the trimmer will get it done, but then sometimes you will have to get the clipper again and go over that area again to ensure that that line is out. So another tip that you guys can use is cleaning the client off every step that you go, because this will actually help you to see what it is that you need to see, and it will create a clean space for you to work in, so that you won't cut something that you're not supposed to cut, or you can make sure that you cut what you're supposed to be cutting. And with the shaver, I start out at the bottom, but when I get close to the point where it's not necessarily bald, I begin to flick out, so that can help to fade the bald area or the shaved area into the haircut. And sometimes you will have to go behind yourself with the trimmers just to be sure This is what I do to make sure that I faded it properly. But you'll see over time that, you know, you'll learn these tips as you go. So now I'm going to start my next step into the haircut, and I'm gonna open the clipper all the way open, and I'm gonna go around the head, going over the area several times to make sure that the hair is cut evenly, which will also help you fade it better. And doing this will actually help you to cut out any mistakes that you might run into. So that will help a lot to go over certain spots several times. So now I have my clipper halfway open, and I'm going up halfway from the bottom, and I'm starting to get rid of that bottom line. Having it halfway open doesn't actually get rid of the line all the way. It just helps you to fade the line in. So now I closed it a little more, and I'm starting to attack that line. So here it's not completely closed all the way. It's probably about a quarter closed. And then here, I move my lever up a little bit more, and I'm starting to attack that line a little more, fading it out a little more. And in this process, you need to take your time and be patient with the process, because if you rush this part, the rest of the haircut is not going to look too good. So make sure that you're taking your time with this particular part, because this part is the most important part of the haircut. So now I have my one guard closed, and I'm gonna go up a little higher, and I'm gonna go around the head. And see, this particular fading technique actually is something that I stumbled across. It's not the typical way that most barbers would fade, but it actually works for me. So now after that process, I take my half guard, the 0 guard, and I have it halfway, and I begin to erase the line that I created with the 1. After I'm done with it opened halfway, I'm gonna close it all the way, and by that time the line should be completely gone. So now I'm gonna take my 1 guard, I'm gonna open it all the way, and I'm gonna start to fade the bulk into the rest of the haircut. And I'm really surprised by these clippers. I didn't think that they would, you know, perform that well, them being cordless, but they were nice and quiet, pretty smooth. And the fade came out pretty decent, so I'm happy with the clipper. So like I was saying earlier, I take my 1, and now I'm trying to work on fading that one and a half with the clipper all the way open. I'm trying to get the haircut to fade into the 2 that I created earlier. So now here I have the 2, and I'm going over whatever I did earlier. I'm trying to make sure that I'm fading this haircut in as best as that I can. And this 2 is closed. And then the higher I go, I'm gonna open up the clipper. See, here I could have used clipper over comb, but I didn't really feel like it, so I just went with the guard open. All right, so here the fade is pretty much done. So now I'm gonna work on the hard part and trimming his hair down at the top. So here with the hard part, since he is in the military, he does have a specific guideline for his hard part. So I'm trying to make sure that I give him the proper hard part, if that makes sense. And when you do hard parts, you want to create a top line and a bottom line, and you want to make that line as sharp as possible with your trimmers. I am going to go over this line with my razor, but to save yourself time, try to get it as sharp as you can with your trimmer first. All right, for the top, I'm gonna be using shears. I'm gonna do another video tutorial on how to cut with shears, but for this particular video, you guys can just sit back and watch and see how I actually trim the hair with the shears. So since I'm pretty much done with the shears, I'm gonna get my clippers and I'm gonna clean up certain areas on the top to make sure that it blends properly with the haircut. I did use I believe this was a 4 guard, and all I'm doing is trying to clean certain areas, getting the hair to flow better into the haircut. So I am doing the lineup for this haircut. So I'm gonna have to comb the hair down first. Then I'm going to start in the middle of his forehead, and I'm gonna go over to his right side, my left. I'm gonna try to get that line as straight as possible first, and then I'm gonna go over to the other side and do the same thing. So I'm always combing to see how the hair would lay, so that I won't leave anything untouched, so that when he goes home and washes his hair or combs his hair, the haircut will stay in place and it will look nice no matter how he combs it. So that's why I'm going over the line several times and combing the hair down so that I won't miss anything. So on the other side, it's the same exact thing. I'm combing the hair down. I'm cutting the hair to make sure that the line is straight as possible. And I'm going from the middle to the side. And the side that I cleaned up first, I'm trying to get the other side to mirror that side and make the haircut symmetrical. All right, so at this point, I'm pretty much done with the haircut. I'm just gonna be doing some minor cleanup work so you guys can sit back and watch. So as far as the cordless Oster fast feeds, these clippers are pretty good, if you ask me. I like the fact that they are quiet, and I like the style of them. I also like the fact that the battery life in them are pretty decent. I believe it gives you about an hour and a half of battery life. Me per se, I don't actually move too slow, but that's a pretty decent time for a battery to last. And then you also have the dock where you can actually sit the clipper and for it to charge. So I don't see no issues with this particular clipper. It actually is going to replace the Andis Masters that I have, because those actually went out on me. So I'm glad that I actually purchased the cordless Oster fast feeds. They're a lot quieter, a lot smoother, and even the lever that I thought I was going to have an issue with, I got used to it very quickly. So the only concern most people may have is the price, but I'm sure you will get a run for your money if you decide to purchase this particular clipper. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the haircut. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope that this information helps you decide on if you're gonna buy the product or not, the cordless Oster fast feeds. I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'm out.